She says editing that edition of Vogue was an ill-fated stunt. It's quite vicious, all of this. There's a really sort of nasty undercurrent going on. What's happening? Fleet Street ladies, tell us.
I kind of agree with it all, you know. I think her job is to promote Britain, and that's why she gets to live in big free houses and gets free travel and all the rest of it. And she's mentioned 15 so-called trailblazers in Vogue. Most of them we've never heard of. She should, and there's only 5 of them British in the 15 trailblazers.
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
Well, I think, you know, she's promoting brand Meghan, not the royal family, and that is her job.
Yeah, that's interesting. Sarah Vine says, what you're doing is you're taking the chair at Vogue magazine in order to show the world exactly how serious you are about showing the world how serious you are.
And she doesn't nominate the one truly inspirational person in this country, which is the Queen. And she gets no mention anywhere. And I just think Meghan sees, and I think Sarah Vine said this too, she takes the free house, the money to refurbish the houses and all the perks, but I think she sees the public now as a bit of a, and Sarah's words, as a grubby inconvenience. And I kind of agree with that.
What do you think,
I think that last bit's unsubstantiated. But interestingly, one of the non-British...
Well, we weren't allowed to
saying we see the public
baby. We're not allowed to know who the godparents are. I mean, there's this sort of secrecy.
One of the non-British faces in here is, I think, is a patron of Kate and William's Heads Together charity. So there are other reasons there are some people in here, but there's an awful lot of hypocrisy and a complete lack of logic as well in some of the arguments that are laid out here. I mean, Dan Winton talks about Vogue being a Bible of privilege full of unrealistic skinny models and self-obsessed A-listers.
Well, that's true.
Yes. And down the bottom praises the fact that Kate Middleton was on the front of it 3 years ago.
Yes.
So this makes no sense.
Yeah, but also
Sarah Vine is acting like she's royaler than Meghan.
Well, Meghan's saying in the words that go with her editorship, she says she believes appearing on the cover herself would be boastful. Is that a bit of a snide...
Humble brag.
How could
she does
the editor's letter about herself?
Possibly win? Because she was offered the cover of Vogue and she said no. If she had done the cover of Vogue, she would be accused of boasting, of being too woke, of giving an interview about all her big ideas and all the rest of it. She couldn't win. So she says, no, don't make it about me, make it about someone else. Now, I agree she's done it in a fairly smug way, but it's about her because she's the guest editor. When Harry guest edited the Today programme in it, it was about him and his causes. When Prince Charles guest edited Country Life, it was about him and his causes. And we have had royals before. Also, Dan Winton complains this is political stuff.
And
she's not made a single political point. But Dan Winton says
they're all lefties,
She doesn't mention Jeremy Corbyn once.
Who constantly bleats about invasion of her privacy, and yet she puts everything she thinks and believes in this magazine. And I think that's hypocrisy on a grand scale.
This isn't her private life.
I'm sorry, but and you talked about her being on cover. She has been on covers of big magazines as well. She was on a cover just before she was married, when she was already part of the royal family.
This is her public life.
Yeah, Richard's got his hand up.
Her public life is to promote Britain.
Please, miss, let me have a say. Go on.
I love her. I think she's great. I think she's a breath of fresh air. I think she's obviously going to do... I think it's nightmarishly difficult trying to tread that path between the dignity of royalty and the expectation that the public have of being part of that. She's been through Hollywood, so she's got that in her on her CV too. So that maybe kind of makes it harder to make those judgments. But I think for me one of the most enduring memories of recent years is the Prince of Wales in St George's Chapel, Windsor, walking down the aisle with a black woman, American woman, whose grandfather was a bellhop in a hotel in a segregated country.
Absolutely.
It's an amazingly powerful thing to celebrate.
Let's leave our discussion of Meghan there just for a moment to leave it on a nice image. It was a wonderful wedding. It was a wonderful image, that, wasn't it?